Namaste, hi, hello everyone. Welcome back to All About Sales, a free sales training program that can help you build a successful sales career. My name is Bharat Ogirala and I'm your sales coach. In today's video, we're going to discuss more about the fundamentals of sales. Right. Just before that, and I'm hoping that you've all subscribed to this channel already, but just in case if you've not, please do it right away so that you get notified about such wonderful content as and when we upload videos. Thank you. Without any delay, let's jump in. Customer is the king, the thumb rule for any business to survive. But let's try to find out, why is the customer a king, or why should he be treated like a king? Well, any business, rather every business in this world, is set up to offer their products or services to somebody, right? So everyone works towards making their product or service the best in the lot in order to impress a customer. Well, if a customer likes your product or service, he can, spread the word about your, product or service and bring you more customers. But just in case if they dislike your product or service, they may also, spread the negative feedback. So literally, they can make or break your business. So we'll need to be really, really careful while handling a customer. Well, therefore, every business strives to, work very hard to make sure their offerings, meets and exceeds their customer expectations and provide value for the money that they've spent on the product or service. Now let's see, some similarities between a king and a customer, right? A king likes to be praised, so does a customer, right? He always likes to be appreciated for his choice, or the selection that he did, so that it makes him feel really happy, right? So try to find at least one opportunity to appreciate your customer during your conversation with them. Now, number two, a king always likes to be listened to. So does a customer, right? He expects us to listen to him before jumping onto a conclusion or before offering him a solution. He wants us to listen to him carefully and understand his pain points and then come up with a solution, right? So make sure you give him your good ear. Now, number three is, a king can make or break a business, right? As I mentioned earlier, if your client or customer likes your product or service and the way you treat them, right, they can definitely refer you to somebody and bring you more business. But at the same time, if you did not treat them really well, or probably the product or the service that you have sold him, is not really that good, probably, they can also badmouth, especially on social media these days, right? So they can spread bad word, which can be, damaging to your business big time, right? Now, the number four is, customer always seeks attention. Yes, it is very important to pay utmost attention to your customer when you're talking to him in person or on the phone. It's very, very, very important, because no customer wants to be treated as he's one of the options your business has. He or she always wants to be treated as if they are the only option for your business or for you to survive, right? So make sure you give that importance to a customer. Number five, a king's perception is the key for the people in that country, right? So similarly, the customer's perception is built from the products or services any organization, produces, right, or offers them. Well, that means that as an organization, you're completely, dependent on a customer's perception. So make sure you try to, you know, get that first impression right with your customer. Therefore, as a salesman, you should always think from a customer's perspective and offer solutions, what benefits them the most, rather than just offering, what you have in your kitty, right? Frankly, this is the only way, to sustain a business and gain the customer's confidence. And there are absolutely no shortcuts at all, right? Now, I hope you've understood the importance of treating a customer with respect that they deserve and treating them like a king, right? Let's move on. Let's see, what is sales. The process of exchanging services or products for a monetary benefit, right? The reason word monetary is highlighted because if there is no money involved in a transaction, it either becomes a help or a charity, right? So now we're talking about a sale, which means there needs to be money involved, right? So why sales? So every business in this world needs someone to sell the product or the service that they've made, right? Therefore, sales is a never-ending process. And hence, there are so many opportunities open in different industries and different, roles for the sales team members, right? Some of the key benefits of being a salesman. Obviously, there is no sale without a salesman, right? There needs to be a salesman to sell a product or a service. Let's look at some of the benefits. It provides you an exciting, and a challenging job opportunity. There are high growth opportunities within sales, where you can go step by step. We will discuss about that in the later slides. Recession free career, big one, right? The reason is, you know, whatever may be the situation of the market, right? There's still a lot of business happening, right? There are so many companies selling so many products or services, right? So they need salespeople to do that. So obviously there will be minimal effect of recession on these kind of roles. Lucrative incentives. So that's a big one for salespeople, because everybody looks sales from a what do you say, incentive perspective, right? So incentives are huge in sales. Now, always on demand for sure, right? So the salespeople, as I mentioned, they're always on high demand, irrespective of what the industry is. Obviously, as a salesman, you get to learn so many different skills that you can apply not just in your professional life but also in your personal life. So we will discuss about key skills that a salesman require in the coming up slides. Personality development. Obviously, you will become and evolve as a better person as you learn a lot of sales tactics, right? And acquire business acumen. Well, let me tell you something. So the salesman, or probably a business development or an inside sales, anybody from a sales team. So only the sales people will know the end to end of that particular business, right? Apart from the business owner, the only people who will know the end to end processes involved in this particular business is only the sales guy. Because, for example, a marketing, an employee in a marketing team probably interacts with his business development, or probably the internal marketing teams, or probably the content teams, etc., but they will not involve with the development team, right? For example. So similarly, let's say take an example of a development team. They will internally discuss within themselves, probably the people who do coding and developing, probably the UI, the designing part, and all of that. But they don't actually get into a conversation with the client. Only the salespeople does, right? Similarly, for the rest of the departments like HR, marketing, support services, or customer support, all of them, right? But the only people who will have a complete idea of the business is the sales team, right? Right. So who can sell? Anybody and everybody can sell. That's true, right? So all you need to do is, some of these skills that I'm mentioning here are helpful in both professional and personal lives. So for example, negotiation skills or communication or analyzing skills, these can be implemented in your personal life as well, right? So anybody and everybody with these skills, excellent communication skills. So it is very, very important for someone to have excellent communication skills to be a successful salesperson. And then presentation skills, how you portray yourself, how you portray your product or service or the company, how you represent them. And then negotiation, right? And then knowledge about your products and also your competitor awareness. Do you really know about your market? Do you know about your product and your competition? So that's very, very important. Moving on. Well, key attributes of a salespeople, right? Well, you need to, have basic internet browsing skills, enthusiasm and confidence, competitiveness, networking ability, so that you have, you have the ability to build social network, probably, on, uh, platforms like LinkedIn, etc. At the same time, or probably other social platforms like Facebook, Twitter, etc. At the same time, you also need to be really, really empathetic. The reason empathy comes first is basically because you need to understand what your customer is going through and respond accordingly, right? If you really need to be successful at sales, these are few things that you really, really need to have. Moving on. Well, a successful sale is only 14% of product knowledge and 86% of communication. The reason I mentioned excellent communication skills is just because of this. Well, when I say communication, it's not just your grammar or your language. There are so many aspects involved in a proper good communication, which we will cover in the upcoming videos. Moving on, the different sales processes, that you can find. Uh, Field sales, telesales, inbound or outbound sales, and then business development, solutioning, and consulting. So these are different sales processes depending on the industry, and also, depending on the process industry follows. These are set up. We will learn in detail about all of those. Well, jobs one can look for in sales, right? You can look for either an individual contributor role or a team player role in, entry, mid-level, or a senior level in sales across a lot of industries. And all of these, right? So field sales, telesales, lead generation executives or lead generation managers, inside sales or outbound sales representatives, managers, business development managers, sales consultants, solutioning consultants, all of that. You can find all of these in every level, right? Yes. The growth opportunities in sales. This is what you could see. Probably, let's say you've started as a sales rep, and then you can look forward to become a team lead in a couple of years once you learn the skills to become a team leader or an assistant manager, right? Moving on, then you become a manager or a senior manager, and then a director, or probably a regional manager or a regional head, and then, obviously getting into the executive management level, being a vice president or board of directors, etc. How much can I earn in sales? A lot of people ask me this question. So I've come up with a grid to give you an average salary, brackets in metropolitan cities. So you could also look at the LinkedIn salary page for accurate information about your location and the salary brackets there. Well, in field sales, you can start earning anywhere between 10,000 to 50,000. Telesales can, the telesales guys can earn anywhere between 10,000 to 25,000. Lead generation between 10 to 30,000. Inside or outbound sales on an average can get between 30 to 60,000. If you're a business development executive, you can start anywhere between 35-40,000, go up to 65-70. And if you're a senior business development guy, you can start anywhere between 65-70 and can go up to 1 lakh rupees a month. Now, if you're a consulting or a solution specialist, yes, of course, you can start anywhere between 65-70,000 and go up to 1.5 or 1.75 lakhs as well. But LinkedIn is really, really important for salespeople, right? Because LinkedIn is probably the only largest, professional networking platform available as on date for us, right? So you can connect with a lot of people from your business, line, or probably, your role, your, a lot of locations that you could select from, and also the seniority wise, you could select with your competitors, your fellow colleagues, and all of that, right? And build your professional network, right? Now, I'm planning to create another video separately on how to create an effective LinkedIn profile. So please do take a look at it once it is released. Well, that's it today, for today's session, guys. And, I really hope that you enjoyed this video. And, if you really liked it, please give it a thumbs up, and, subscribe to the channel just in case if you have not done it yet, and also spread the word and share it with your friends, colleagues, and family members, most importantly, right? And I will definitely see you soon in the next session on sales cycle. See you then. Well, yes. Before we close out, right, it'll be really, really unfair on my part if I don't thank these two guys who've helped me in editing these videos and bringing it to you. Well, thank you, Santosh and Manoj, for helping me out through this. Well, you have a good day, guys. See you next time. Bye bye.